Welcome to the amazing interwebs where we, the two Jasons and I, Joe, Captain Dove, bring you the Captain's Quadrant. As I said, I have the two Jasons to my direct right, Operative Jason, all the way from Australia, and below us, Jason Starfleet's Shame, all the way from the Texas class.
Not just Starfleet Shame. I'm shame of many, many organizations and families.
Thank you for joining us this week to talk about Lower Decks. I'm super excited to talk about this episode because we've got a lot going on here. It's going to be fun.
It is.
And then let us jump into First Contact.
Thanks.
That's so classy.
It's very classy. It's a classy
Never
show.
change that. Never change that.
No, I never will. That's a permanent part of the show.
There.
Yeah, that's it.
Star Trek needs more farting in it, I think.
Hey,
Just at inopportune times. Because you know that Riker was sitting there on the bridge a couple of times and, just looks over at Picard.
or Data.
Everybody knows it was Picard, but nobody has the guts to say anything. And Picard knows it because that is the kind of alpha that he is.
You can't tell me if you're eating gark, there isn't some, issues with that later on.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, yeah, there are definitely some gas issues.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward. First contact with this. I've got to be honest with you guys. I've just come back from a trip, so I'm a bit kind of catching up, a bit behind. I had a really strange experience at the airport. They've got this new body scanner thing.
Oh, yeah.
And it was a real kind of weird. You know what? Let me just show you what kind of happened if you don't mind.
Get him! He's got a gun! Cut him off that way! Over there! Hold it! Don't move! Get away!
So yeah, it was an interesting time.
You were incredibly fit on your trip.
The Uber ride home was a bit rough.
I thought you were Australian, not Austrian.
Sorry. But no, seriously,
My name is Quaid. Quaid, we must go to Mars.
My first contact with this episode, though, this is a middling episode. I don't think this is one of their stronger episodes for the season.
Ooh. Interesting.
And I have issues with some of the characters, some of the motivations, and some of the things they introduced into this episode, which we'll talk about in pros and cons. But yeah, it wasn't completely won over with this one.
I agree.
Oh,
I agree. Middling episode, not quite as bad as the Exocomp episode, nowhere near that, but there was some good, there was some bad, pretty much evenly distributed. I am disappointed with many members of the crew, as I have made my opinion clear before the beginning of the episode. I do think some members of the crew sucked in this episode, and they're going to have to go a long way to redeem themselves after what happened. And it included one of my least favorite tropes in storytelling in general, and I'll get into that later. It just really hacks me off when I see it.
It's so funny that you mentioned that, because I was just going to say, this was a typical sitcom trope that they did here.
Yes.
And they played a whole Star Trek story based off of something that they've done over and over again, and all of your favorite TV shows. So it's part of it. I guess it has to absorb it.
This is Star Trek. It's not Three's Company.
Yeah,
that's the way I see it.
Yeah, it is that trope, isn't it? It is definitely that's going to be a
let's just say it.
Discussion.
Yeah. The entire misunderstanding could have been solved with one sentence if somebody had just said something, and not I don't understand. What did I do?
Yeah,
you did this. No, I didn't. This is what I said.
Yeah, one of those.
Oh, maybe this is a big misunderstanding, but no, we're gonna derp it up.
What are people thinking out there at the moment, Jace? Has anyone got any first comments?
Well, we've got a few here. Here's one that we're speaking of classy. Here we go.
When your fart smell like Earl Glare and broccoli.
And then let's get a little bit more on topic with this one.
Maybe farts have been eliminated away with hyper spray.
Hyper
Wow.
Okay,
is-
okay.
That's
Okay,
interesting.
You know what? There's some logic
we've-
behind that.
We've got a comment from Space Mom. Hold on.
Space
Oh,
Mom.
Hey,
yeah,
Space
so here we
Mom.
go. Space Mom.
Febreze.
But
Oh, that's
okay,
awesome.
on topic, what people are thinking. Here we go. This episode was fairly whelming, and I do
Yeah.
appreciate the Young Justice shout out in that quote. I just want you to know.
Okay, wow.
Interesting.
And here we go. This season has had 2 of the stronger episodes and 2 of the weakest episodes of the entire series so far. And I completely agree.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Joe? I agree with that.
Yeah, I totally agree. That
Yeah.
that EXO episode was so weird with the birds, and then this one was meh, you know. But
Yeah.
even though they both had a nice little setup, and I think Jason Starfleet, Shame, and I both agree they're setting up for something that will connect all of that together. But
Well, we're waiting for Garrick.
yeah, we'll do that in the Garrick section. So let us hop into
Episode summary.
episode summary. Yes, thank you.
Werter Klon oder hör mir zu, eine Sullivan, oder eine Sullivan.
Trusted Sources, season 3, episode. This is 9, 8, or 9. 9.
One more to
yeah,
go.
9. One more to go. This is 9.
We're on.
Yeah. A visiting reporter on the Cerritos puts Captain Freeman on edge. Very simple synopsis. Make it very easy for everybody.
Yeah, and you know what? There wasn't that much more to the plot than
No.
the summary, really.
Yeah.
You break it down.
That's
So
true.
fairly
I found it
definitive
somewhat
description.
derivative of the Babylon 5 episodes where the reporter would come on board and kind of report things. It wasn't an exact copy. I'm not saying that they copied that format because that format was around before Babylon 5, but that was kind of the vibe I was getting was, oh, this is kind of B5-ish.
I think I watched the Sergeant Bilko episode when a reporter came onto the barracks, and
Yeah.
that's how long that trope's been going.
That
for.
trope's been
Yes.
going back so long that my mom put up a mom joke about it. Space Mom put up that trope goes back to Shakespeare.
Yes. And she's not wrong. It has. Just
It has, absolutely.
the misunderstanding
Yeah.
has gone back to
The
Shakespeare. where-
hijinks of, yeah.
Yes, where if one person would have said something, it would have solved the entire thing. That doesn't mean it's good now, and it doesn't mean it was good back then either. Shakespeare was kind of a hack.
I think Jason's just segued into.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. All right. So he's been going on about the con, so I guess we'll let him have his moment.
Who, me?
Unleash
Yeah.
Jason.
Unleash Jason.
Okay, here we go. I've already said I absolutely despise stories that depend on people either being stupid or being completely, so out of it that they don't listen for 5 seconds. This entire situation at the end where Mariner was getting kicked off the ship for supposedly saying all these things to a reporter could have been solved with one sentence. And the fact that this episode relied on that was so weak. And to me, it showed that Captain Freeman is a terrible human being, a terrible captain, does not deserve to be in command.
And I wish she had a mom.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be your mom anymore. Oh, die. Just
Yeah,
hush. Oh
right?
my gosh. That's
Right?
like the worst thing you could tell somebody.
Mhm.
And may I also say, Jennifer sucks. all the love I had for Jennifer and that cute little relationship that she had going with Mariner, gone.
Yeah.
Gone
Yeah.
in one
Within seconds.
Yeah.
second. It was
Yeah.
gone. Now I'm
Yes.
just like, oh my gosh, now I see why Mariner
It was-
hated her at the beginning of this, last season.
Yeah.
How they frame that though, Jason, is literally I could tell before she even said a word because they'd done an animation frame, which is
Yeah.
kind of given that sideways.
Very good.
I'm
yeah.
not happy with you. Look
Mhm.
straight off the bat before she even said a word. So
And
Yeah.
you know what was
Yeah.
the worst part about? I'm just going to call it the entire last act. Was that it was so predictable.
Mhm.
Like Mariner, she's kind of a troublemaker. She's kind of insubordinate, but she's never like just to the point where that she would sabotage the ship. Because I mean, let's face it, with all her character growth, she loves the Cerritos and she loves the people on it. And I don't know. I knew It's like, well, Mariner didn't say these things.
Yeah.
I was like, I called it. I'm like, oh, they pieced it together from all these other people, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Can I say though about the mum?
It should not be this dumb, and it should not be this predictable.
I would say this about the captain, and I wonder if this is where they were coming from with her, because there's been several incidences that, you know, Mariner has done things that have caused issues for the captain and her mother. And I'm not excusing it, because the captain's behavior is reprehensible as a parent. And poor captain as well, you know, who's not investigating what's going on. So it feels like she's made a very emotional choice, which is, you can understand being a parent, but you cannot forgive as being a captain. She should be above that and should have done a full investigation.
Absolutely.
And, you know, to then basically have the script highlight that she's so disconnected with her crew, that was a big issue for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, because she had no concept that her crew, people that she spends every waking minute with, may not be very articulate, like when it comes to, or understand,
Or have
the
tact.
words have power.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had lost tack. Yeah.
Yes. And to me, that's just, like you said, it just means she's a bad captain. I kind of hope they don't let this go. I hope that they just didn't make her just horrible for one episode and great in the next episode. I want there to be consequence and blowback from this. Maybe she recognizes that, yeah, I am a bad captain. Maybe I shouldn't be in charge of this ship. Maybe I need to take a step back and have her step down, have Ransom come up and be the captain, or have
Tindy be captain.
Have some new captain come in. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that was one of the big problems with his Captain Freeman in this episode. Real big problem with it.
Yeah.
Can I throw in a?
It's all you, brother.
Well, it's Jace, but I've kind of hijacked it on it. And I want Jace to comment straight away. And you, Joe, the Texas class. How do we feel about conceptually the introduction of drone operated starships?
So here's my thing. If I may.
Yeah.
Isn't that what Kirk used in the Strange New Worlds episode? He got a bunch of drone ships to help with against the Romulans.
Oh, yes, he did.
He did. But this is a step up, right?
Yeah. Oh, much stronger.
This
step
is
up.
like, you know, if this Texas class rolls out, why would we put?
What do we need
You
Starfleet
could
for?
reduce the size of Starfleet dramatically.
Yeah. Maybe that's why the ships are smaller, because I noticed I don't know if you guys caught this in Picard, and I'm really deep pulling, man. But in Picard, the Shenzhou, that ship that Riker was commanding, the most powerful starship in
the Zhang He.
Zhang He, thank you.
Yes.
And it was from China, right?
Yes.
Was league smaller than any other starship they've ever used. It was almost just a little bit bigger than Defiant. And I'm wondering if that has something to go into it. I know there's the whole situation with
from
AI.
a design perspective, perhaps.
Yeah.
Philosophically, though,
it's a terrible idea.
Timeline-wise, they've never gone down that pathway in their hundreds of years' existence. They've certainly had the technology to do so,
right?
Probably from the get-go. Why all of a sudden now introduce it?
That's true.
What's the benefits now that would have been more beneficial in fighting the Borg,
right?
You know,
maybe that's their thinking. But to me, I don't know if you noticed it, but the Texas class had the yellow stripe on it, like Cerritos has. So to me,
I'm a bad producer here. I really should be showing the pictures.
Yes. You can't see it in this picture, but it does have a yellow stripe around the top, just like the Cerritos has. So
you see it right there, right there on the left. On the
yeah, I see it now. But it's kind of thinking, California class, Texas class. Maybe they're introducing this class to replace the California class. Maybe this is like a ship that can come along and do auto repairs and things like that.
Oh,
yeah. Okay. Look, I could see value in having them, but having them as battle capacity and promoting it within the episode as like a potential replacement also felt like lazy story writing. I thought this whole episode smacks of simplistic, lazy story writing, and I hate saying it because I love this show very much, but I think they really, really dropped the ball on this one.
I also have a problem.
Don't you feel frustrated?
I also have a problem with the idea that something has to come along every week or two to save the Cerritos at the last minute. Have you noticed that's kind of
yeah.
I don't want not a stereotype. What am I thinking of? It's almost like a Deus Ex Machina story device that they're putting in lately.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The Titan comes in and saves them at the last minute. The Vulcans come in and save them at the last minute. The Texas comes in and saves them. The Texas class comes in and saves them at the last minute.
Didn't
I'm bored with it?
Isn't that what happened?
The problem with that is you delineate the power of previous episodes where it did work.
Yeah,
by repeating that conceit constantly.
Yes,
Yeah.
And that's
again, it was predictable. I'm just like, okay, what's going to show up and help them this time?
So since you guys went to cons, I'm going to go with the one pro that I had for this episode.
Yeah, let's get
pros
some
too.
pros.
We were bashing.
Poor lower decks.
I really like the second contact concept. I thought that was a lot of fun. So we're gonna go to see what Picard did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So how is it going? Oh, we're great. We don't need you guys. We're good. We don't need this. So how did it go? Oh, see, we made a mural. See, we thanked Picard, and then our society collapsed, and we got so addicted. To
I love that mural.
That mural was amazing. I thought that was
mural where it started off with like left.
Yeah,
but the tears on the mural, like the scratches and the horrific things. And I thought that was really perfect.
Right. That was my very big.
I really liked that Brekka was the planet that came out on top, and the other one just was invaded and wrecked. And I'm just like, yeah, it's kind of what they get.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like watching the local drug dealer get arrested and put in a cop car. Just like, yeah, you had that coming, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm here's my pro. I thought that I don't know the pie eating contest scene with Rutherford going in, basically, begging for I need crust. For some reason I just thought that was the funniest thing ever. And
I didn't even like Mariner earlier on when she's like heckling another department about eating pies. You're going down.
Right.
And the fact that, she's just covered in constant goo.
Right.
It was actually, who wins out of this? The big pro who wins out of this. And if the audience wasn't completely 100% on board with Mariner before, they're sure as hell after this.
Oh, absolutely.
Because she's the shining light in this.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Even though it was predictable, she never stepped a foot wrong in this. And even her choice at the end of it is a really good choice for her. I wonder, what's the motivation to even come back at this point?
There's none.
No.
There is absolutely none. If I was Mariner, I'd give him the middle finger and go off into the final frontier with, archaeology, space babe, and that's it. Just, I'm done. Bye.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
I agree.
What are the comments saying?
Yeah, let's hear
Okay.
it. We got a lot of them.
Lots of comments. My goodness. Well, here we go. There's a good one. I think Captain Freeman was not being a captain at this moment. She was being a mom. Captain would have investigated the situation. I'm going to go a step further and say, you know what? A mom would have investigated the situation.
Yeah,
as
mom
well.
Would have been like FBI.
Carol Freeman.
I do agree with Nita. It's certainly an emotional mother.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then Nita went on to say, let's not forget it was the first officer who was supposed to be in charge of Mariner. He also failed Mariner in this episode.
100%.
And
yeah,
I don't think he did it quite as extensively as Freeman did, because he did kind of speak up a couple of times. I think he's kind of scared of Freeman, to be honest. But yeah, I would have respected Ransom a lot more if he would have said something.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, I like this one. Aaron says, I still stand by my assertion that Starbase 80 is a happening party place once the hailing frequencies are closed.
We did not talk about Starbase 80, and I did like the stoner vibe.
Yes.
Starbase 80.
Yes.
These guys were clearly high.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As they get in the uniform. And I did like the gag with the sandwich being wrapped up in the uniform. I did like
the
that.
fact that he called it a sandwich.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. That's a throwback to Larry the Cable Guy. Why?
Yeah.
Admiral Buenamigo's Mirror Universe counterpart, Emperor Malamigo. That's so bad that I love it.
That's bad friend, right? Am I right?
Buena is good. Mal is bad.
It's bad. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I was translating it. I know a couple of things in Spanish.
Nita also says that I like Second Contact. That fits the Cerritos. I agree. And I love the pie eating.
Yeah. Actually, I'm disappointed we never got to see it.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen the competition.
Well,
Maybe
how
that's
cool-
how this season will end, is with the pie eating competition, and all
Oh,
is right in
imagine.
the world again.
Imagine.
But yes,
Yeah.
great comments, everybody. Keep them coming.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Captain, shall I throw to a break before the next
Yes.
segment?
Let's go to
Oh,
break.
Okay, we'll be
dear
back
Lord.
right after these messages.
Oh no.
Excuse me, I'm interested in the new collector's ornament from Hallmark.
Ah, the shuttlecraft Galileo from the Starship Enterprise.
Precisely.
You know, it lights up when you plug it in. And listen.
Shuttlecraft to Enterprise. Spock here. Happy holidays. Live long and prosper. Fascinating.
For a store in your sector now carrying the Star Trek ornament, call 1-800-HALLMARK.
Live long and prosper, right?
No, I'll take 5.
I'm assuming that's when
still-
Leonard needed money.
Yeah.
I still miss the hell out of Leonard
Yeah,
Nimoy.
same.
I miss him every day.
So much. So
Oh,
much.
yeah.
I saw
Oh,
a
yeah.
clip yesterday of him in a scene of TJ Hooker with Bill Shatner.
Yeah.
And it's the scene where like he punches Shatner, like TJ Hooker.
Mm.
And it's this great interplay of just dramatic scene between them. And you just go, you know, that's the only thing with Leonard Nimoy. He gave us so much joy, but we also lost out on a lot of his talent
Yeah.
because he was
Yes.
He was a
spot
great
so many years.
photographer too.
He was a photographer. He was a writer. He was
Right.
he was a phenomenal
Singer.
voice actor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
He was in
What's the singer? We're
Transformers.
going to
Yes, he was. He-
Bilbo Baggins. We're going to
Galvatron.
bring up that song.
Bilbo Baggins. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
If you've ever seen that song, the video for I can't remember the name of the song. Tonight I'm not doing anything with Leonard Nimoy. It's so funny. Go watch it on YouTube after you're done watching this.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Of course.
So I have to drop a really quick fun fact. So
Yeah.
when you brought up that commercial, it was Hallmark. And for 4 years of my life, I worked at a Hallmark. I was a store manager at a Hallmark. And I
Okay.
would always be excited. Now, this is how long ago it was. It was when Enterprise was on. And we actually sold the Vulcan ships that had the exact same setup as that.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
okay.
you plug it in, it lights up, and there you go.
Do you press the
man.
button and the Vulcan say, Christmas is just another day out of the year?
I like that. All right,
Yeah.
we move to the next segment, Captain.
Yes, let us move on.
This is terrible. I like it.
I like that attitude.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, can I get people updated too? I know I've had a few
Oh,
people
yeah.
mention how Star Trek the Motion Picture going. So
Oh.
as we know,
Yeah,
I'm
where are
trying
we
to
here?
move through it. So I just we'll just throw to the video feed and see where we're at. I'm expecting a 2025 finish date for that. We're getting there.
Oh, we got to see the front
Oh,
of the
yeah,
ship
good.
finally. All right, we made it to the front.
Absolutely. So this is our random section, isn't it?
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
random. The random.
Yeah.
Super random. The one thing I'm looking forward to, and I know that's probably going to be best for future speculations, but these plot elements that they've been sprinkling throughout this season, I think are going to cultivate in the next episode. And I also think that there might be some more connections to some of the other Star Trek universe through this. And as far as I'm talking about, it's the AI connection.
Okay.
I agree.
Oh, whoa. That's
Whoa.
awesome.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
awesome.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is. The AI is going to take over the Texas class, correct?
Yes,
We have two very evil and pissed off AIs on the show already who are currently plotting in the Daystrom Institute, and that of course is Agamus and Peanut Hamper.
Mm-hmm.
They are not very happy with the Cerritos right now. And to be perfectly honest, I don't really trust Admiral Buenamigo either. And I know we're not in future speculation.
No.
Okay.
I brought it up
But
earlier.
you know what? We should
wait.
be, I think.
Yeah,
We
let's
should
go.
be.
I ask you, Captain, what conclusion would you draw?
I love that sass look from Avery Brooks. Yeah.
So,
So
as
go.
I was saying,
Yeah,
I don't
go for
trust
it.
Admiral Buenamigo.
Now, this is new to me. Go ahead.
Reasons.
There are reasons.
Uh-huh.
There's to me, there's some foreshadowing on his shelf behind him.
Oh,
on his shelf behind him is a model of the Alamo. And the Alamo
is the famous
Let me
Texas
see it in
last
this image.
is a last stand. Yeah, you can see it right to this side.
Whoa.
That
there
is
you
the
go,
last
Alamo.
stand of defenders of freedom.
Yeah.
And as we call them here in Texas, you know, I know history is a little bit different, but
a bunch of Texans stood and got their asses handed to them.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
But he also set the Cerritos up on this mission. My thinking is that he knew that this whole second contact or Project Flyby was going to be an embarrassment for the Cerritos. He knew it would discredit the California class, and that Texas class showed up rather conveniently. I'm just saying, I think that him, Peanut Hamper, and Agamus are in cahoots, and we're probably going to get Cerritos versus the Texas class during the finale. I would not be surprised.
My goodness, that would be amazing because, like,
I can't argue that in any way. I think that is the
fantastic
best speculation, the most accurate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
still hoping for Lore because I think Lore's at the Daystrom Institute too, and I think
that would explain how he had enough time.
Let out, yeah, it would explain why he's hanging around with Picard.
Are you alluding to the fact that they may put prequel elements to Picard season 3?
Yeah,
perhaps.
Doing a backstory. That's not a bad theory as well.
And that would explain. We know the episode. Wait! I'm sorry. If you don't mind, that would explain why all the androids went crazy on the Mars planet and blew it up, because Lore had reprogrammed them so he can go into hiding and change his face.
That was the Zhat Vash. We know that.
I don't know about Zhat.
Yeah, that's Zhat Vash. Best less connecting to.
We have a comment that I would like to highlight right now.
What's that?
I have a comment I would like to highlight right now.
Sure.
Yeah,
Here we go. Buen Amigo smiles too much and he's way too friendly for an admiral. He could be setting up the Cerritos for some reason. I agree. And
go.
Are you saying that Buen Amigo is not a good friend? Because Buen Amigo means a good friend. But a good friend to who?
Yeah.
Who is he a good friend to?
Well, the episode title for next week is called The Stars at Night. That's the title for the final episode.
And that's the Texas
summary.
Big and bright.
Deep in the heart of Texas.
And here's the summary.
Is like perfume. Deep in the heart of Texas.
In the season 3 finale, the Cerritos crew must prove their worth in a mission race.
In a mission
So
race.
there's a race to a mission, and yeah, it's all going to turn bad because the AI is going to take over the Texas class. Yeah. When we go to whatever his name was, because I'm Australian, I can't pronounce anything outside of Australia except for a dingo and kangaroo.
I can't pronounce Marmalite. Did I just
Marmalade?
Marmalite. No, either way, I think
try this on your
last
sandwich.
episode.
It'll put some air on your chest.
Oh, jeez.
And some vomit on your plate.
Okay, here's a real weird future speculation. We can
Okay.
write there hypothetically. What will be the cliffhanger? What will be the thing at the end to leave us waiting for the next season? What little bit of nugget do you think they're going to throw at us right at the end? Any ideas?
I think that the two AIs are going to get out of the Daystrom Institute.
I think that's happening next episode, but I'm saying right at the end of the episode.
Oh, probably the
as
lore
a kind
set
of
up.
like set up something for season 4.
For season 4, maybe Rutherford's inhibitor chip turns on in that visor piece that he has, and he ends up joining the AI.
Ooh.
That's not a bad one, because if the AI get loose, anything's possible then. Starfleet's very vulnerable, aren't they?
Yeah.
The AI can get control.
My thinking is this. Lower Decks does do cliffhangers, but their stories have never been like dependent on arc-based storytelling. It's always been like, there was a clue here, there's a clue here, now we're doing this. I'm going to take a leap. And I'm going to say that by the end of this episode, the Texas class and the AIs, if they are involved, will be dealt with. It'll be over. Maybe even Mariner will be back, and I'm going to say we may get a peek at either animated Pike or live action Boimler and Mariner.
Ooh.
That's not a bad theory either.
That's not a
Here from a marketing perspective, that's smart. Because if you've been talking it up, it would be great to show a little bit of that to tease that, hey, this is coming up in our future. Yeah, I can see that absolutely working. Because remember that cliffhanger can be completely independent of the story they've just told in the episode.
Right.
And most likely would be.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, yeah.
Go to the comments, I reckon, people.
Yeah, man.
All right. So, comment California versus Texas. I'm just waiting to see the Florida class.
It'll be on meth.
That would be a ship built at Starbase 80.
Yeah. Exactly.
No singing, guys. Lol. Hey. Hey. Just for that, more singing.
The stars at night. No, I'm kidding.
Big and bright, deep in the heart of Florida.
Move on.
The meth at night.
Mom,
okay, it's been comprehensively explained to us now. No more singing, guys.
That's the end of our singing career. Sorry.
Goodness.
Sorry,
and that's the only comment she's given up now. Like, screw the comment.
Oh, here's one. I bet Buenamigo was part of his implant. Rutherford's implant. So
yeah.
Perhaps.
Oh,
what if this is a multi-year massive conspiracy that's been developing for a long? Maybe they're playing the long game here.
Oh, that would
be
incredible.
Maybe they built the AI on the Alito off of the computers they've been storing at Daystrom, and maybe that's how Agamus gets in there and Peanut Hamper gets in there. I don't know. Could be.
Why aren't you hiring us to write the show?
Yeah, well, I think.
No, why aren't you, Paramount?
You could do this.
Yeah.
Oh, incidentally, I mentioned it before we started this. I could not remember where I'd heard the town of Alito before.
Yeah.
And then I remembered that Alito it's right outside of Dallas-Fort Worth, where I used to live, and the school I used to teach at, Eagle Mountain Saginaw, Boswell High School, used to play them in football all the time. So, yes, Alito.
Well, that's a great lead-in, guys, because our next segment coming up is my favorite segment.
It's time for stupid Star Trek questions.
And Joe, I believe this was from one of our viewers. This question,
yes.
Was
it is from
Klingon.
Klingon Warrior on TikTok. Yes,
you apparently mentioned. Is there any sports in the Star Trek universe? Is there? I believe she was saying organized sport. Well, what do you guys think? Because it's a throwaway. It seems like a throwaway thing, but there's more to it than that.
Well, we've seen. We know that baseball is no longer a thing by the 24th, 25th century, except in small little pockets. And let's face it, because baseball sucks. Sorry, shots fired. It's true. But yeah,
the East Coast is turned off.
We know. But yeah, I mean, we've seen Archer watch polo before, water polo.
I don't.
Yeah,
that's a good one. Yeah,
that's a deep cut.
Yeah.
And let's see.
He said,
I don't know if we've ever seen anybody watch football before.
No, definitely not. We saw squash.
Have we ever seen anybody play basketball before? I don't think we have. Now, they always have weird sci-fi sports like, Parisi squares and, Ambo Jitsu.
What was the game that Worf
and Guinan,
Tasha Yar and that were dressed up and playing? Remember at the beginning?
That was Parisi squares.
Parisi squares.
Was the one that Worf and Guinan were playing?
That was some kind of training program for phasers. Yeah.
But organized sport, as we know it in modern culture, is highly dependent on funding and promotion and marketing. And
that's what I
division in regards to here's your side.
They don't have money in the future.
Right.
Exactly.
That's it.
So
no money in the future. None of the big athletes want to play. No professional.
But
plus, I guess you've got the holodeck, and if you want a football game, you go and you make yourself the quarterback, and everybody's worse than you, and like, hey,
yeah, exactly.
I'm running.
Yeah, and it works against the concept of being unified, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Organized sport. So I can imagine Starfleet wouldn't be promoting that as much. Sure, of course, they're promoting physical and mental health fitness, absolutely. But that kind of territorial kind of thing, I wouldn't think it would be the Starfleet's mantra. But what about a Space Olympics? We have a Galactic Olympics.
You would think.
Have they ever done that in the Star Trek show? And then why not?
That I know of. I mean, I think that we've had some athletes before. I think I've heard about some people being gymnasts, but I don't know about, competing. Worf competed in martial arts, and he was coming back with a trophy. So we know those tournaments exist.
Aha! That's evidence against.
Yes.
That's evidence that there is organized sport.
I would love. I'm not a big sports fan at all, but I would definitely watch an intergalactic football league. You could have the
But would it be fair because the Vulcans and the Klingons are so much stronger?
It would be fair, and I'll tell you why it'd be fair.
Yeah, tell me.
And I'll tell you why it'd be fair. Because most of the aliens are obviously derivative from humanoid features. Right? And yes, in a team, say football, you're going to have your linebackers who are big guys, but then you're going to have your smaller guys. So everyone's got their different skill set. So that would work in team sport. For the individualistic, it's just class structure, right? You have a lightweight boxing event, you have a heavyweight boxing event. So it totally would work, I reckon. Yeah,
maybe.
Aaron says one of Dax's hosts was a gymnast, and he's absolutely correct.
Yes.
I do remember that.
Yep. What else are the comments saying about?
Let's see. Racquetball is still played.
We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here'd be a sport that I'd love to watch.
WWE.
Oh my goodness.
WWE. Wolf would dominate.
Could you imagine a Klingon wrestler?
Oh my god.
It's like,
I want to see the intros. I want
Oh,
to hear what music they have. What kind of
that was a
fireworks
dishonorable move.
Dishonorable move.
I believe Worf talked about playing soccer. Yeah, isn't that where he broke that kid's neck by headbutting him?
Wow, I maybe you're right, but geez,
yeah,
your encyclopedic knowledge of this.
You're beating me by
you're pulling out all the nuggets.
I would remember that Worf played football, soccer in the first place. I'm nowhere without commenters like Aaron.
Absolutely.
These are also family oriented, where people would go with their family to watch. It seems like something the Federation would be for.
From that aspect, yes. From that aspect, yes.
The Federation's all about self-improvement. I think sports in the future would be less about grandstanding and endorsements and more about, let's come together and have a friendly competition. Oh, good sportsmanship. Ha ha ha.
Yeah.
Well, I do think it definitely leans toward more the Olympic kind of philosophy on sport than the organized, marketing kind of big money kind of thing.
You have to also understand
Klingon quarterback.
That whenever the galaxy opened up for humans, they were also exposed to sports they had never seen before. So maybe human sports fell out of favor for, Parisi squares. Oh, this is a lot more exciting.
Yeah.
It's one of the reasons why we don't play, tug of war competitively anymore, or at least not to the way that they did back in the 19th century.
Yeah.
Good call.
100%.
Good call. Yeah.
Well, that was an excellent stupid Star Trek question.
Indeed.
So thank you for that.
It just goes to show there are no stupid Star Trek questions, only stupid Star Trek answers.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And repetitive intros and outros.
Join us next week for more stupid Star Trek questions.
That was
so
a
I would
very
like
good
to
dad
say
joke.
that I
That
have apparently offended people by saying that baseball is boring by looking at some of the comments, and I would just like to say I meant every word.
Wonderful.
Oh, you're a New Yorker? No way. Me too. Sorry.
Who are you talking to, Joe?
Nita.
Oh, I thought it was maybe you're looking out the window.
No.
Somebody at the window just.
Do I have the thing?
I love you, Captain Quadrant.
You're
not Jason. Bye.
Yeah, right?
All right. Well, I think that wraps it up, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I had a thing that would make it look like police showed up, but I can't find the button. All right. So, it would be great if you can comment on our video after it goes off. Comment below your favorite segments, your favorite moments, or some things that we might have missed. We'd appreciate it. We would also appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. This helps us grow and it helps us catch on the YouTube algorithm, which is very mysterious and avoids contact at all costs. And of course, we are trying to expand our TikTok presence. We are members of the Trek Talk. So follow us on TikTok. Now, I mean, Jason Gaston is quite popular there. You know, he
doesn't need anyone's help.
100,000 followers, but
430,000 followers.
I got 5 people.
So somehow we've got minus people. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
You are Fiom Texas Lowell.
What's that? Oh.
Lowell, no offense, I forgive you. You are from Texas. Fiom Texas Lowell.
Yeah, we have to make allowances. We are having a Texan on.
Yeah.
We have
follow
to
us
go
on
a little
TikTok.
bit slow so I can keep up.
We have a new handle for Jason Hatswell, our science officer. He is at VHS_Jays.
I enjoy his account so much.
Yeah, if you like classic cartoons as much as I do, like you can't really see it, but I have like all these Transformers things. My God, you have to follow him.
Look, it's dripping in nostalgia all over the face, neck, and chest.
Yeah, it's like nostalgia. All right, so I love it. I love it. If you like,
I kind of was getting away with that joke, Joe, but your hand movement took it to a different place. Jason's like, God damn it.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to learn more about music, I'll be putting more music up on my channel again because we're about to relaunch Disc Dungeon for next year. We got 2 special episodes.
I just realized we were talking about sports.
Yeah, that's right. You were in the Niners.
Yeah.
So you can follow me there on Disc Dungeon. That's where my TikTok is. I have amalgamated some of our beautiful Trek Talk in there. And of course, our dear friend below, Jason Roy Gadsden, he's there. He's quite popular. He has a lot of funny content, and he's amazing. I can't say good enough things about my co-host here. And our 4th member, who's probably
very busy saving people's lives.
Yeah. Vulcan Diver. Follow her on TikTok.
Well, not Vulcan Diver. It's Vulcan Diver.
Oh.
So, because that's what you wrote, Joe.
Yes, it is.
Maybe want to fix that one too.
Yeah. There we go. Vulcan Diver. All done. Never happened. Vulcan.
How many people think failed at this point after that last joke and then seeing this? Like,
right.
I'm checking out of this.
Right. Jason, for a Texan, you're okay. There you go.
Oh,
Space Mom.
Yeah. Space Mom's been a bit like she's whacked you across the head and then gone, I still love you though.
Yeah. You need that hard love. You need that hard love. You guys are so
thanks,
great.
Nita.
Thank you, Nita.
Yeah, and thank you, Nita, for your shout out on TikTok and help promoting the show. It means a lot to us.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Yeah, any bit of growth. You know, we know we're weird and we're quirky, but we know there are a lot of you out there who are very similar. So trying to connect people together, it's fantastic.
Thank you so much. All right. So until next time, safe travels and live long and prosper.
See you guys.